It might seem weird talking about the most recent game in a franchise before any of its other entries, but I strongly believe Persona 5 Royal is the perfect starting point for newcomers to the series. For starters, each entry in the Persona franchise is a standalone title, meaning you don't have to play the previous one to get into the next one. Second, Persona 5 is the most critically acclaimed game in the Persona series, and this is important to note because the other games are also very popular. Persona 5 iterates on everything that worked in previous titles and takes it to the next level by expanding upon it in almost every aspect, and it's no doubt the peak of what this franchise has to offer so far. One of the first things you'll hear about this game when you enter its community is that the story is very good, and yeah, it definitely is. In the same way that all other Persona games feature a cast of high school students that summon powerful beings known as Personas, which are a manifestation of the deepest parts of their soul, this game is no different, and with the help of these Personas, our cast of characters will delve deep into the hearts of evil-intentioned people which have been turned into dungeons in this game to steal their treasure and fix whatever is wrong with them. In other words, you'll be defeating your enemies Divine Justice style next to all of your best buddies. By fixing all manner of evil people, this game touches on strong subject matters like abuse, trauma, and depression. However, all of these topics are addressed carefully and are given creative avenues to be looked at by the player, so don't worry about the game being too tough to swallow. There's so many powerful emotional moments in this game that it really does stick with you long after the credits roll. Getting into the more technical side of things, the game looks and runs beautifully. It features a distinctive cartoony art style that could be described as edgy, and the red and black colors all throughout the menus and environments give Persona 5 more personality than it knows what to do with. Combine this with carefully crafted sound design for everything from menus to actual battles, even just navigating through your character's stats is a memorable experience. The world of Persona 5 is divided in two, the normal and physical world and the metaverse. The metaverse is where you'll be engaging in battle, while you live out your normal student life in the physical world. Both of these environments play a key role in the game's narrative, as you'll be engaging in battle in the metaverse and living out your day-to-day life in the physical world. These both aspects of the game complement each other very well, as your experiences in the metaverse will shape the narrative in the real world, and your preparation in the real world will influence the outcome of your dungeon exploration. The battles feature turn-based combat, but don't let this discourage you, as they feature an awesomely fun mechanic called press turns, in which you'll be aiming to exploit an enemy's weakness in order to gain additional turns for you and your party members. Each of your party members wields a variety of melee and gun attacks as well as elemental attacks, and we also see the return of the all-out attacks, which will make you and your party dish out big amounts of damage in a single coordinated attack. Last but not least, we have the Baton Pass, which will allow you to give your turn to an ally in order to chain attacks and exploit enemy weaknesses. Going back to how the metaverse and the physical world complement each other, an essential aspect of what makes Persona so special is that your relationships in the real world play a key role in how your combat abilities develop throughout the game. As you grow relationships with other people, you'll be leveling your confidants, all which are tied to an arcana, and leveling these as much as you can will grant you with powerful bonuses in battle. It is then of great importance that you take the proper measures and prepare accordingly, as both of these environments complement each other more than just narratively. The enemy design in Persona 5 is top notch, and the roster features all sorts of abominations that you'll be recruiting, many of which are inspired by mythology and other fictional sources. A lot of people have called this game a Pokemon for adults, and honestly, it's not a bad analogy at all. The best part about this recruiting system, however, is that you get to fuse the personas together Frankenstein style in order to make new, more powerful personas, and there's so much content in here that you'll be experimenting with different options for hours on end. If you've already played previous Persona entries, namely Persona 3 and Persona 4, you'll be delighted to notice that the game has ditched the previously procedurally generated dungeons for carefully handcrafted environments instead. However, you can still get this Tartarus-like experience in Persona 5 through the Memento system, which will take you through a series of procedurally generated battles that expand as you advance through the story and will serve as a great source of experience for you and your party. Persona 5 is a game with a very extensive amount of content as it is, but if you're playing the royal version of the game, you'll be greeted by even more content such as new characters, cutscenes, events, the Thieves' Den, and more. Overall, I would wholeheartedly recommend Persona 5 to any fans of the genre, and perhaps the only negative thing about it is that you're gonna have so much content that you might not be able to play anything else once you pick it up. This has been all for today. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. This is Lazy Wawa, and I'll be seeing you on the next one. Peace out.